Good morning, boys. We are back, and finally, we expanded away from the monthly range, and we can finally get some displacement toward this swing high that is pretty much um, the all-time high on NQ. We can see that our friend ES already took his buy side liquidity around the ultimate. So we did take some buy side liquidity. Same thing here. Previous month high was taken. So right now we need to figure it out on lower time frames what's gonna happen next. So let's go to the weekly. As you know, the monthly candle is gonna close in a few days. Today is 26, so definitely next week is gonna print a new monthly open. So this was the monthly open for the current month, and we can see how the best opportunities were, of course, sorry, this is the weekly. Here we go. Let's see if I have it. Yeah, the best opportunities were around this swing low, which of course expand through all of this. Also, I mentioned on some of my older videos how we could use these levels to continue higher, which the low printed on 0.25, so pretty good, pretty precise, I would say. So let's keep things simple here. Keep this one there, our buy side. Yeah, so I want to talk about the volume profile a little bit because I think it's really interesting, and also using it is gonna help us a lot. So you can see how price ranged a lot here, which was an area of value. In fact, this range, the volume around this area here, is way higher, which makes a lot of sense because price was stable here. It was a fair price. So now we are expanding away from it. So we want to know, is this gonna be a manipulation to come back in the range on the next month, or we can just expand away and make like a breakout away from here and continue higher? So that's pretty much the question we are asking to ourselves. So this is the monthly range getting taken. So let's go on the daily right now. As we can see, this is monthly low. We had a sweet bet. So monthly high. It's gonna take a while because today I'm gonna make all the bias and the outlook again, which we are not used to see a lot. But yesterday I deleted everything, so now I need to make it again. So it's gonna take a while. So here we go. Monthly high taken, monthly low. That was pretty much the range we were between, but the monthly low was not taken. So that's a fair. I guess it wasn't, right? Yeah, it was not taken. But we do have a nice sweep of liquidity right there on the previous week low. That's nice. Then, of course, on my channel, we talk a lot around what happened here, why this inversion was important. That was also new week opening up, and how we reacted on this busy on the daily. It was phenomenal, really cool stuff. And it's all on the channel. You can see we call the bias from here to this highs. Then we can see how prices start to move away from here. We start breaking only bullish candles, and we did our busy here. This is the only gap left open, so we're gonna call it daily. So for today, when we see this, what are we aiming for? Well, you can see that we already tapped this very gap, right? So we do have a inversion here, which I don't want to make this busier than it needs to be, but That's a relevant level. So monthly high taken, price goes back, leaves a fair value gap on the daily, makes it starts trading around this daily fair value gap. So now I want to see, do we okay, we have previous day high above us and previous day low below us. So this is gonna be two nice liquidity levels that are really relevant. Same thing's gonna happen on ES. What's the difference with ES and Nasdaq? Well, we have a BZ that makes much more sense on Nasdaq, while ES did break, but it can absorb back inside the range. And also, yeah, we have a smaller fair value gap, which is different. See how this fair value gap is formed with one bearish candle, one bullish, and one bullish candle, which here we just have bullish candles. So that's the thing. And of course, this is our new week opening gap that was already balanced. So this is all the stuff we have this week. Today is Tuesday, so last few days. So we could see a pullback. Technically, we're still very bullish though. So I don't really need to see it, but I'm gonna call these two levels PDH and PDL. So let's go on the 4-hour. So 4-hour bullish trend. Of course, you can see it. Price is bullish here. There is nothing to complain about it. Why price is range bound here? Why we are consolidating there? Well, because we did break monthly high. We are inside a daily fair value gap. So that makes a lot of sense. Price is gonna consolidate here. So we need to find out what's gonna be the next draw. So I'm gonna take the volume profile right now. You said we had FOMC. So this big candle is because of FOMC. So we do have PDL, low, Tuesday high. There we go. So when I see this price action, I'm already not, I don't want to say happy, but I'm hesitant because it's not good PA. See how it's not moving anywhere and it's staying inside the fair value gap on the daily. That's not good. But the cool thing about it is that we have this 4-hour fair value gap and price is rejecting it with the wicks. But I don't like, I can't say this is gonna continue higher because when I see a fair value gap, I don't wanna see price spending time in it. So my bias now is bullish, of course, but I'm gonna be bullish even if price stops this one. I'm gonna still be looking for this scenario. Can I look for shorts to go up? It's low probability, but yes. Can I do this and this, or yeah, I can do whatever I want if it makes sense. But right now, trading this and finding scenarios is difficult. Like, it's even easier to wait for the breakout either here or here and then find a setup. That's for the 4-hour, of course. Now, if we take the profile of the week, so we start taking from the open to where we are at, what we can see is that price is currently in this weekly profile, which is giving us a clear indication of where price is fair. What the fair means? Fair means where buyers and sellers agree that price is trading in a fair price level, and in this case this was a nice price level. What happened below this range and what happens above this range? Well, this is a very expensive price level and this one is a very cheap price level. The fact that price is inside a P shape means that price is very bullish. We attack the monthly high and now price is relative, I don't want to say expensive, but it is expensive right now in the monthly scenario. Do you remember when I took out the monthly? Like, we had this range, and price is expensive because on the monthly level we are trading in a very expensive area, but we are creating value. That's why now price is accumulating here, because now price is gonna create value to do what? To then expand, be expensive, come back, maybe pull back and continue and create another value where it finds, you know, another fair value here, or it's gonna give cheap prices where it's gonna be a nice opportunity to get back inside the fair value, and yeah, we will find out. Maybe they're gonna, you know, like bias is bias, but we need to wait and see the candles print and understand where they want to go. We don't always try to predict. But the cool thing about this one is that you see the POC right now. This is a really fair price. In fact, yesterday we tapped those levels and price immediately jumped away from those. So as you can see on the hourly, it makes more sense because it's more refined. Right now we are really inside a big range, so a lot of transactions occurring here. And look at this. Look at the daily fair value gap. It's not random that the daily fair value gap, it's also inside an area, which is this one here, of very low volume. See this? So I like those levels. I'm gonna have them on my chart. And here we go. Nice. Now let's go on the hourly here, 15 minutes on the right side. Now, I want you to understand what's the profile of each day of the week. Why am I doing that? Because that gives you a bias, an understanding of where sellers and buyers are agreeing on, and where they might drive price into before moving. So here we go. Bullish profile. This is a P shape. So P shape. So price open. I found fair price here. Oh, here we go. Then the next day we have another P shape. Okay. Yesterday, what happened differently? We have price doing this. This is a P shape. Okay, so we see that the interest is finding these levels a little bit more expensive than the usual, and they went back where price was fair the day prior. Okay, and then they found again interest around the B shape, so the major part of the orders. So that's why they like a lot this level here. Okay, so this is the bulk of yesterday price level. So this is something I'm gonna have on my chart today. I'm gonna put this area here, which is what? This is simply the lowest volume of the, well, kind of like the cheapest price from yesterday, and the price that people found very expensive yesterday, and the POC, which is the area with more contracts traded around. So like the very good area for price. So I'm gonna delete the fair value gap because we don't need it anymore, as price is ranging around it. Okay, so we're gonna write down POC use day, and then I don't remember the name of this too. I think it's POC and something, but I'm gonna call it VP high previous day, and here VP low previous day. There we go. So very nice. Now our chart is taking some shape. Now what we want to know also, what's the profile of the current day. So we're gonna take this one, and we can see how price is forming the volume profile. So if we're gonna have an accumulation, technically the POC should be around the same level. So we are gonna create value here, and that might be for a later distribution where price is gonna do something like this, maybe reverse this daily and come back inside the area. But who knows, right? We still have 2 days before the monthly candle closure. So if the monthly wants to reject the monthly high, we are gonna see price going back inside the range. If price wants to keep going bullish and go for all 8 all-time highs, and I think this could be like a bit more interested color, like a orange color, which, you know, with big this. So if price is really interested in all-time highs, then we need to see what? Well, we need to see the POC start going away from it, because people must accept higher prices. So the fact that we close bullish with the POC is telling me that we are still bullish. But if today we close a little bit bearish, I'm still bullish. But if I start seeing the shift and price going lower with the POC, we are getting in a bearish market, because people want cheaper prices. So it's not gonna buy at higher prices. So that's pretty much it. Now we can start see how this level above yesterday higher prices was already very sensitive, which allowed you to probably get involved in this opening show, in this London setups show, which is really cool because you can see the failed auction tier here where price can't even take the high, and here you can see how many times price you know, goes to the buy side and then gets rejected, then goes to the buy side again and gets rejected. So very absorption, and then here we see aggression from the sellers with a nice 22 model, and this takes us where into the POC, and then it takes us also into the POC of the previous day. So very interesting levels here, very interesting levels, and very interesting low resistance liquidity run, as you can see also here, but it does respect these levels very well. And yeah, so right now we are in an area, very difficult area to be trading, but that doesn't mean we can't. We just need to spot good areas for our trades. So the one I just pulled up is pretty much it just takes all the candles that I'm seeing and count the volume of it. So as you can see here, we do have a big, well, if we zoom out a little bit and we don't focus on below, the POC should move. There we go. So pretty much what it's telling us is that here we do have a big area of orders, and look, where are we? In the same area. Why are we so strong here? Because we do have 2 POCs. So yesterday POC, the B-shaped level. So, you know, we want to see price bouncing away from here or breaking away and rejecting again. Kind of like support resistance type of idea. And this area here, which is the one that got rejected yesterday, which was my draw yesterday for the FOMC short, and there was a nice catalyst for longs too. This is a good area for freight prices, which has a lot of volume in it too, and that would be a nice buy area as it's really close to our VPL low. So main objective of the day is probably selling something like this inside the range, or, you know, kind of like doing something like this. So we'll find out right now. Don't want to, you know, you don't want to have the chart so busy like this one, but to explain you the things, I must have them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna make a recap of yesterday executions, and if I take something today, I'm gonna share it later. So hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you like it, if you find anything useful, and yeah, have a good day.